What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes. And I'm here with Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggy, aka the Nappy Fro, episode 53. Welcome, motherfucker.
I don't know if you can say the nappy fro, man. I don't know if you can
Well,
say that.
as I'm trying to do the intro, you're pulling on
Well, I look
yourself.
and there was this crazy like alfalfa curl that I could see. I was like, oh shit, what the hell is that? But it
Did I
is.
just did, did I just get myself canceled?
No, not yet. If you were gonna do that, you would have done that a while ago.
That's what I thought. I've been trying to get canceled out here in the
I know
streets.
you are, and I'm trying not to. So, and two opposing forces. Yeah, no. How are you, man? You good? Staying
Uh,
good?
I'm good. I did not tell Joseph this before we started recording just now, but had my fourth interview with a big time company today up in the boardroom, 11th story, Westwood, LA, and they offered me the job.
Nice, man. Congrats. This is a different one than you were doing before. Not to blow up your spot, but you're did something different.
So I still have my current job. However, this is their competitor, and they headhunted me and made me a better deal. And I just, I got priced in. I have to make the move.
Well,
I haven't broken up with my current job yet.
well, that makes
Just,
sense.
yeah, it just happened like 2 hours ago.
Well, congrats, sir. That's badass. Touche.
And
Fuck
thank,
yeah.
thank you. How are you?
Ah, same old, man. I mean, we'll get into it at the end, but trying to stay dry. Shit's wild out here right now. And just staying busy. Enjoyed the little Eagles football game this weekend. So it's been wild, but good. I'm doing okay. Staying out of trouble, or trying to at least.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll talk about it at the end. But Joseph's in Dallas, y'all, in case you forgot, and they had like some floods going on. But yeah, I'll save it. All right, let's start with therapy questions, as we do. Joseph, therapy question number one: if one of your parents was a clown, would that make them scarier or more approachable?
Scarier, without a doubt. That would be terrifying, especially like just yeah. I would not. That would not be good. I'm not about that. That'd be terrifying. So definitely scarier. Definitely scarier.
So, no, would it make clowns more scary or approachable?
No, I would just be me more afraid of them, and I'd be afraid of my parents.
A clown is a clown is a clown. Is what you're
Yeah,
trying to
a
say?
clown is a clown through and through. You can't shake that, man. Once you're a clown, once you clown, you're always down. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it is. Now, if
That
they're like, now, what if my parents were juggalos? That's different. That's different. Now, if my parents were juggalos, I'd be
okay.
cool with it.
Obviously, it's different. How dare you even say a juggalo and clown in the same sentence? Because juggalos are the real deal, Holyfield, homie.
Yeah, like so if it was a group of juggalos that, or my mom was a juggalo, that would be kind of tight. I'd be cool with that. We'd always have Fago like on tap. That'd be good. We'd always go to like the gathering and stuff, and they'd be real pro family. So I think that would be good. But if they were like a working clown, like oh I gotta go do a birthday party, that would be absolutely fucking terrifying and absolutely not. I'd be like get away from me. No way.
What if it was like they weren't doing birthday parties, but they were like on the next level of clowns, like circuses.
Well, that's different. Then they'd be like performers. They'd be acrobats and all sorts of stuff. They don't have just like.
Yeah, I've been in a circus and I've seen some creepy ass clown just walking around.
Well, yeah, that's a circus. But if it's like if there's Cirque du Soleil or something like that, that'd
but
be tight. That'd be totally different.
but they're not clowns at that point.
Exactly. But I mean, other than that, clowns are just terrifying and there's no room, especially in the family tree. You gotta like chop those limbs down. Like, bye guys, peace out. If you could, if
Okay. What if they were good, great parents? All you knew since you were born was that they are clowns. However, you love them. They're your parents, and they're treating you like a parent should, then aren't you just more comfortable with clowns? You understand them more.
Yeah,
And
but I think at some point you, as a kid, you like it would come on, or some clown, killer clowns from outer space would come on, and you'd be like, Dad, why is everybody afraid of you? Like, you know, you'd have to answer questions. It'd be hard questions to answer if you're a clown
yeah,
parent. I'm not hating on clown parents, but I think you're scary, and like, you know, stay away from me and my hypothetical children.
Joseph wants the Supreme Court to overturn the right for clowns to have kids.
Clowns, man, they're just, you know, and then we've had like, you know, like John
Such
Wayne Gacy and
discrimination, such discrimination going on between both of us towards clowns, unapologetically.
well,
You
you're
know,
asking me if
clowns are people too.
you're asking me if they'd be more approachable, and I'm like, clowns are never approachable for me. So that's like a, it's like a hard pass. Like, I'm sorry, they're just not. That's not gonna happen, man.
Oh, what they might be more approachable had you grown up with clown parents.
Yeah, but I mean, I grew up like being aware of what clowns were. Like, if you'd be scared the first time you saw your dad in costume. You'd be horrified. Babies cry when they see dads shave their beards for the first time. Imagine seeing your dad like, "Gotta go to work, son." That'd be like horrifying. Like, get the fuck out of here. Don't forget to turn off your lights.
He says, turn that light out.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
Lights off at 11 o'clock. Don't make me come in there. That'd be horrifying to hear down the hallway. That'd be your whole life. You'd be tortured.
well, you were saying like kids cry when their dad shaves their beard.
Yeah.
My dad, notoriously or famously, has rocks the beard,
Sure.
and when I was like maybe like 7 or something or 8, and he shaved it just the mustache. And this dude, he's got like the thinnest upper lip I've ever seen in my life. So I didn't cry. I was like, Dad, I was like, why don't you have an upper lip? And I punked him to where he never did that shit again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty weird about shaving my beard. Sorry for the adjustment on the cam. I do it probably every like 6 or 8 months, because there's people who've known me for forever without a beard, like with a beard, that if they saw me without one, they'd freak out. Like, you know me, you've seen me without one, but some people would freak the fuck out. You got to keep them, man. You're
Yeah,
coming.
I don't even like think about you as like having a beard like permanently. Like just because like okay, like I don't shave unless I don't know there is no routine to me shaving. It's like I could be clean shaven one day and 2 weeks go without shaving, or like shave back to back. Like there's no rhythm or rhyme. It's like so sometimes I do have a beard, but I don't consider myself like a beard person, and that's how I think about you because you didn't always have a beard.
Oh yeah, we couldn't. I could was struggling to grow one. My mom and my sister used to talk shit and make fun of the patchy facial hair I had, and now my mom's always like, "When are you gonna shave your face?" And I'd be like, "I'm like never." She used to say, you got some dirt on your face?" And they'd all laugh, and I was like, "Bitches." Like, I get it, whatever. But then now,
Salty. They're
but
salty.
now my mom would be like, "When are you gonna shave?" I'm like, "Oh, do I have dirt on my face?" But for me, it's my beard grows back so fast. There's like no point in shaving. It's either I shave every day, every morning, but I could go clean shaven and have a beard in like a week. Like
Yeah, same.
yeah,
Same
like
here.
it's like it's just so rowdy that it's not worth it. So I just clip it up, try to have fun with it, whatever. Keep the beard trimmed because the hair is crazy, and if the beard's crazy and the hair is crazy, I just look homeless. So at least right now they're like, "Hey, that guy looks kind of scary, but his beard's nicely groomed. Okay, maybe he's all right. Maybe he's just hip." So that's kind of like,
Yeah, I'm just like in like corporate America, like too often for me to just have like a beard,
yeah,
or like or not like a not a well manicured one, I should say, which I don't want. Like I don't know, that seems like a lot of work. I'd rather just shave.
it is. But once you get it down, it doesn't, like, I do it maybe once a week, and it like stays in the same spot, and it's real easy to clean up because it's just like it only grows in really in certain spots. But no, now imagine like if you see someone put on clown makeup for the first time and they like walk in on you, that would be you. If you're not startled, you're not normal. That'd be scary. If I was all of a sudden a clown and was like, hey, and like walked in, you'd be like, oh Jesus, like you would have to. So if you imagine if that was your parents, they would have to scare you at least once. The first time you saw your parents in clown makeup, you'd be scared.
Well, think about like Guy Fieri. Do you think like whenever his like kids like would watch him put on it like the bleach for his soul patch and then bleach his hair that they
Oh
would get
yeah.
scared? You think they got scared?
I don't know, dude. He's the mayor of Flavortown. So I mean,
I know, but
now
uh,
are they afraid of like the 20-foot tall ones in like his restaurants in like Vegas and stuff? Probably. I mean, I think everyone's collectively afraid of a 20-foot tall Guy Fieri. But you know, doing the bleach and stuff, yeah.
what
I know you froze up.
what would you rather do? Fight a 20-foot Guy Fieri or 20 tiny Guy Fieris?
I'd rather fight 20 small Guy Fieris because I feel like a big Guy Fieri would bring like the whole wrath of Flavortown upon you. But small ones, you could like kick them. You know, I mean, how tall, how small are we talking?
I don't know.
Okay, I was like, you know, I'd fight 20 small Guy Fieris because a 20-foot that'd be
I
tough.
mean, maybe not 20, 200.
200, then give me the 20-foot. Then it's like one on one, me versus 200 mini Guy
20,
Fieris.
20 feet is a big boy.
That's a big boy, but 200 Guy Fieris, you'd be exhausted. You'd get overrun.
Uh,
You'd be covered in like donkey sauce or whatever the fuck he puts on his food. Isn't that what he calls it? Donkey sauce?
like down the street, I can get it delivered via DoorDash or Uber Eats,
And
and it's like it's so basic. It's like I'm like, come on, man.
well, everybody's got some sort like what is it? Beast Burger with Mr. Beast, like the Ghost Kitchen thing, which is like super obnoxious. They're all over the place. And
Yeah, well, no, this is he actually just opened like the restaurant, like when restaurants aren't really opening, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Like he just opened one, like, and it's brand new. It's a and it's called Guy Fieri's Flavor Town.
Yeah, he's got flavor bucks, dude. He's just sprinkling them all over, dude. You should be thankful that Guy Fieri came and blessed your neighborhood and your.
I always thought like, okay, so he owns restaurants and he's going to literally every restaurant in the country, and he's just and you're gonna teach him how to like make your best meal. You just swoop it.
Yeah, see, but Guy Fieri actually does like tons of like charity work and stuff. He's actually a pretty like good dude.
No,
And
I like him. I'm not
yeah,
talking shit. I'm just saying, there seems to be a conflict of interest that hasn't really been brought up.
dude, what if Guy Fieri ran for president
Now,
and had a good platform and was the best candidate? Would you vote for Guy Fieri, or would you just not based on him? And he dressed the same. So he was always dressed the same. He was always in like some sort of rendition of a flame shirt. It was different every day. So we'll say that's cool. But,
I saw him in an interview. He said he doesn't wear those shirts in real life, like
mm-mm.
like the bowling shirts.
Yeah, but I'm saying he does for.
His fashion is way worse in real life.
Oh, I'm sure he looks like a like athletic shorts and like, you know, big baggy t-shirt guy. But what I am saying is, what if he ran for president, was the best candidate, but dressed the same? Like that was his outfit. He like wore the same like bowling shirts constantly. Would you vote for Guy Fieri?
Well, I mean, lest I mention the tan suit from Obama, so I don't know how he's getting away with that outfit, Guy Fieri,
I think
as
he could.
president. But I mean, if he was the best candidate, I guess I would have to vote for him because that's who I vote for. So
I feel like Guy Fieri would be a liberal, so it'd be like Guy Fieri versus
no,
Papa John. No, I feel like because Guy Fieri seems nicer.
he's a compassionate conservative.
Okay, so that'd be like the primary Papa John, because Papa John would like feed into like all the racists and stuff, and they'd be like, yeah, Papa John's just like me, like, so they would be, you know, rally around the old PJ, you know, click of the mouse and Papa's in the house, and then and then of course there'd be then Guy Fieri would be like his primary opponent. Guy Fieri would be like Trump, and
I don't
Papa John
vote in
would be.
Republican primaries, so I let them hash it out.
True, but if you think about it, Papa John would be like Ron DeSantis or Trump, and Guy Fieri would. Who would Guy Fieri? No, Guy Fieri would probably be more like Trump. reality. I mean,
Nah, okay, I feel it'd be like Mitt Romney
ooh, yeah, good. He would be a Mitt Romney for sure. He'd
because
be.
he's like a mogul,
You,
but he's like not necessarily a dick.
oh, or he could be Herman Cain. Herman Cain was a pizza dude, so maybe Herman Cain is a black Papa John.
Herman Cain, dude.
R.I.P. Sorry, but you know.
I guess. Rest in peace.
Well, what he got I played that the other day and someone was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." And that's probably like the most tame Brother Lynch Hung song you can play is Rest in Piss. Anything other than that is like you're getting into some weird shit. And I always say you have to really know someone and there's like a footnote like, "Hey, so I'm not really into this, but when we were kids and it's like
Wait,
this,
you're not into it? I'm into it.
well, I'm into it, but I'm not like, I don't live in Sacramento. It's not like 96 and we're not like Crips, so it's a little bit
You're
different.
talking about the Garden Block?
I have friends who are from
22
Sacramento.
Garden Block.
Yeah, who are from Sacramento and they're like, dude, that area is so crazy. I'm like, I know. Big Lurch, X-rated. Yeah, Herman Cain, man. R.I.P. Herman Cain. So sad, but he made tons. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because he got COVID at he got COVID at that convention at that Trump rally, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That sucks,
who
man.
Who cares? Becky Stan.
Nah, man.
That's a Herman Cain quote.
Any brother who gets sick at a Trump rally and dies because of it deserves an RIP, dog. That's like
unless you're wearing the blacks for Trump shirts like they paid you to wear like $20. Like where they stand right behind Trump while he talks.
Yeah,
but like some of them like have like their hoodie on like in their glasses, so they're like dude, the homies back home are gonna be pissed. Yeah, see this shit.
Yeah, they'd be like, nobody can know it was me. But nah, man, because then Herman Cain would go to heaven, and then he would get there, and Jesus would be black, and he'd just be shaking his head the whole time. He'd be like, "What were you doing, Herman?" He'd be like, "What, man?" Nah, dude. I'm more pro Herman Cain than I am Ben Carson.
I knew that was coming.
He's a black guy selling pizzas.
These hands, bro.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, like Godfather's Pizza. Shout out. We'll give him a free plug.
Yeah, dude. But no, if my parents, back to the topic, if my parents were clowns, it would not.
We're still on the therapy question number 1. We got to go.
Yeah, okay, we can take our time, but yeah, no worries.
No, I know we can take our time, but I mean, let's keep it moving a little bit.
All right, number 2.
Yeah, people like heard clowns and they were just like, I'm out.
That was a good question, though.
Thank you. I didn't think you would like it. All right.
Well, I just can't defeat it with science. I got into an argument with someone who listens about the red paper, blue light. I was like, no, the paper's still red. It's always red.
Oh, they heard the podcast?
Yeah, and they were like,
and they agreed with me.
No, they were trying to make sense of what we were talking about, and I was like, no, like the paper would be red because they're like, why are you in Mars? What does Mars have to do with anything? It's like, I don't know.
That's a throwback from last episode, y'all. Check it out if you want. All right, therapy question number 2. If you drop soap on the floor, is the floor clean or is the soap dirty?
I'm assuming this is under the preface that the floor is dirty, right? Like the floor is dirty. Because, I mean, then the floor's still going to be dirty.
Like relative to the soap being clean, because the soap is soap, the cleanest of the clean. So no matter what, the floor is going to be at least a little bit dirtier, I think, unless it has like bleach on it or something. I don't know.
I don't feel like bars of soap are necessarily clean. Like in general, I feel like they harbor tons of shit on them. Like they think you're clean when you use them and wash off, but like a bar of soap's got to have some sort of bacteria on it, right?
I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm saying it's the cleanest of any product.
Well, I'd say the floor's still dirty and the soap's clean.
I would say the soap is dirty now, and I need to rinse it off. If it's like a bar of soap.
Well, yeah, if it's a bar of soap. Then
That's how I pictured this.
Okay, then yeah, that makes sense. But if it's a bar of soap, then the soap, I guess it's like kind of dirty.
Because shit can stick to it, and then I'm like, oh, I don't want to rub this on my body.
Well, the floor's dirty and the soap's dirty then. Because you haven't cleaned up the soap. You've just dropped soap on the
Well, the
floor.
floor is now a little slightly more clean than it was previous to.
Oh my gosh.
And then a follow up is if you drop soap on the floor and you're in jail, do you? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you pick it up?
Yeah, do you pick it up?
Depends on your squat skills, man.
Uh, yeah, like that is such a stupid ass thing. Like, it's like okay, if you're like going to aggressively sexually assault me as two men in prison, well, you're gonna like lurk around till I might drop the soap. It's like I think if you're gonna try to do something like that, you probably just do it. You like not waiting for like an opening.
I wonder where
No
that's.
no pun intended.
I wonder when. I wonder when that. Like, well, I guess that had to have started from some movie or something like that. Is where that had to have originated from, and like
Like
make that becoming like a mainstream thing. You know, I always wonder how stupid things like that become like mainstream, where people are like, "Oh, that's got to be a fact. That's just the way it is," and then we've seen it reinforced time and time again. But I wonder where it like it first popped up to where everyone was like, oh, that's what it's like. Because you know that's how it started. That's how everything like that starts. One person says something, does something, they see it, and then it just becomes commonplace, and then repeat, 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 repeat.
yeah, I think basically it's symbolism for what happens in prison. However, it's not like it can't be like the only way
Yeah,
people,
I
you know.
was, it's funny. I was fearing that this conversation would take this direction whenever I
All right,
saw it.
we can move. I
So,
wasn't even thinking about it until we were in the middle of it.
yeah.
But all right, yo, therapy question number three: what color are mirrors?
That I don't know, man. Whatever color you want them to be. I don't like. That was a tough one. I'm not really sure.
I didn't have an answer when I wrote it. I was like, that's a weird question.
Because I mean, because it reflects light back at you, so you're seeing the reflection of all of the colors like behind you or whatever it's facing, right? So I mean, I guess it's all colors. It's whatever it's in front of. See, this is tougher than the like red paper, blue light because I'm not sure like if it has a color. It's just it's reflective, so it reflects. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like first thing I'm like, uh, a mirror's color is clear, but clear is not a fucking color.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I'm thinking like metallic, and I'm like, no, it's not that. And then I was like thinking that mirrors are melted sand, but that doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
I guess you could also say what color is glass.
Well, that's. I mean that.
That's what a mirror is, right?
Well, that yeah, but I mean, there's. I'm curious because when it comes to glass, I mean, you can tint it, you can add stuff to it. You
Well,
can.
yeah, I'm saying if you don't, just pure mirror, like a, I see what you're saying, like a mirror, it has to look like a mirror for it to work. Like you can't like, I guess you could tint a mirror, but nobody does that. But
Yeah.
like, I'm just saying like a pure clear glass. Like, probably, I mean, a mirror is more interesting because it reflects, but glass kind of does too.
Yeah. Interesting.
So we have no answer.
Yeah, we have no answer. I have no answer right now. Well, I'll just look it up. I need to like do some research. I don't want to pull it up right now, but now I'm curious as to what and like the different
If there's
processes that they use to make it. You know, because there's got to be something that they do that's different to make a mirror as opposed to just regular clear glass, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, I have no idea what the fuck it is. I just know it's melted sand, but I don't know anything else.
Yeah, I'm not a glass expert or a mirror expert.
I am when it comes to the chronic.
Get out of here, man.
Puff, 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 pass.
I don't think people say that when in regards to glass. That sounds more like you're smoking crack or something.
No, I sold a bunch of like of cannabis products in my last job, and we always refer to like our pipes, and
Oh yeah, in that
we
reference,
call
it was
that as
glass.
glass.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
can't say like, oh, you want some spoons and some Sherlocks.
No, I did say that because
Okay.
I would have to figure it out, but it would be like we'd have like catalogs, and it's like the glass section. Like,
Yeah, Sherlock's for life, man. Sherlock's are my favorite. They're the best. They are. They're my faves.
I like them, except for it's just hard to like stand them upright, and it like that's the only beef.
I'll show you
Yep.
this little one I have off air that's badass and it like sits perfectly.
Yeah.
And then
Or you need like a pipe rack, and you just like that you can rest it in, or
yeah,
like a little caddy or whatever the fuck they call it.
I had a Sherlock, this big one, Fletcher Coughs, and when my nephew was here, he broke that shit, dude. He didn't mean to, but he broke it. Shout out 2.0. They were listening when they were driving back.
Putting them on blast, bro.
Yeah, it's cool. So he had to like replace it, but yeah, he totally broke my Sherlock. But then I just got this little one, so I was like, all right, cool, I got it covered. But man, it always just sucks when someone breaks a pipe. I always feel bad when I do too. But I'm not mad at you, Joe, so don't trip. And no beef, man, but you know, you broke my shit.
I've broken so many pipes when we were growing up. Like and I was like when we were, 16, 17, 18.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't like have like big boy jobs. So it was like extra devastating because you had to like go out of your way to just get a pipe because like we couldn't go into the stores, and then you don't have that much money, and then you break your pipe and it's just like fuck.
Dude, shout out, we used to go all the way out to the Glass Piece out in like Arlington, dude. That was the only place. It was like a 45-minute drive to go out there and go pick up a piece, man. Shout Glass Piece. Oh,
No,
man.
not a shout out. Not a shout out. Yeah, I'll tell you why. I went there and they had uh meth pipes, also known as glass dicks. And then also right next to the meth pipes, like right behind, like hung up on the wall, is a glass dildo. And
What's wrong
I
with
was
that?
and I just go, I was like, I can't believe they sell glass dicks here. And they kicked me out of the store because they were incense burners, the meth pipes. I was like, you guys literally sell a glass dildo, which is a glass dick, and it's right there. And they're like, no, you have to leave.
Oh, because they knew that all these little shitty kids from South Lake and Grapevine were coming out there and buying pipes. If you said like bong, they'd kick you out. If you said
Yeah,
anything remotely closer, they'd kick you the
dumb,
fuck out. But
dumb.
dude, everywhere in that part of Dallas sells like
Okay, but
glass dicks or glass roses. So don't act like
yeah,
you
but
can
they
get
have a
a.
glass dildo too.
Well, the
So if you're,
shout out to them for being progressive and having a glass dildo on
well, maybe
display.
don't sell a glass dildo if you're so sensitive about somebody saying glass dick.
Well, I'm sure you.
Fucking glass piece. I think they were my customer, like, because I had Texas, when I was selling all this shit. So they might have became my customer. I just didn't even think about it.
Yeah, and you were there. You were there selling them glass dicks. So that's what you were doing. You were selling.
Hell yeah!
You're selling them glass dicks. So you're no better. You're a glass dick merchant, dude. Everyone knows now.
What color is that glass dick?
It's translucent.
It's not a color. Not a color.
Yeah, I know.
Me and my Lucky
Opaque.
Charms. We
Opaque.
know about the rainbow. All
Get
right.
out of here.
Fourth and final therapy question. Everybody, if you could be any animal on the planet, what would it be and why? And this wasn't something I put in here.
You doubled up on the question, so I just added something weird.
Doubled up.
Yeah, no, it said like what color are mirrors, and then number 4 it said what color are mirrors, so I deleted that one and then
Oh,
put that one in.
I had a different one. I just maybe I didn't copy it like right, like to transfer it over to the notes.
What was your other one?
I don't know now.
Well, it's lost to time.
Okay, so all right, so let me repeat the fourth one. Do you want me to go first since you put this in here?
Yeah, you got to go first.
All right, so if you could be any animal on the planet, what would it be and why? I'm assuming this means besides a human.
Yeah, I was gonna put that in, but like besides a human,
Okay.
I thought about it because I was like, he's a dick, and he might be like, what about him? So no, that's off
No.
the table.
Right. Shit. I don't know. Like if you're looking for longevity, like a land tortoise, you'd be like living like 150, 200 years. Um, I mean, dolphin sounds nice.
I feel like that's a cop out, man, dolphin, because that's like really, that's like
Orca,
okay.
because the orca is a dolphin. It's the biggest of the dolphins.
True.
Um, I don't know, maybe a dog.
Okay. See, I would.
What would you do?
See, I've thought about this. I think an owl would be cool.
Whoo!
An owl, like I'd say elephant's the same equivalent. That's like my favorite animal, but that I feel like that's a cop out. That's like it's something like a dolphin.
Why do you
And
have to pick a weird one? Why or what? Like I don't understand why would you like. There's a reason why dolphins and elephants are respected. So why wouldn't you want to be one?
well, that's fine. I feel like that's an intelligence level that's like really close to a human, even though they're like not human. Like they're like I'd want to. I'm trying to branch out. So it sounds crazy, but maybe a mongoose. Mongooses are the shit.
You love mongoose.
They're the tight, man. They're really tight. My bike,
Like your uncle has that ferret farm.
yeah, dude. If you had a mongoose farm, that'd be tight. That'd be cool. Because you would go out. You'd be running around fighting massive snakes in Africa. You'd be immune to their venom. You'd just be like running around eating snakes, dude. Like fucking up 12-foot king cobras and stuff. And you're this tiny little squirrel fucker. That'd be badass. And they're super fast.
Yeah, but I want to be on top of the food chain. So that's why I'm like nobody's fucking with an orca, like a killer whale. Like they're the ones fucking with other people. Uh, you know,
Octopus would be cool too.
I felt that coming when you're like right before you said mongoose. I was like, he's gonna say octopus.
Octopus would be tight. Yeah, I mean,
Smoke more weed, bro.
I just want to be something obscure. They're like aliens. They're like
No, I know, but I don't want to be one. That's fucking weird.
But no one really fucks with octopus.
I'm sure.
If you're a big octopus, no one fucks with you. If you're a big fuck off octopus, yeah, a little tiny one. But if you're some 10, 15 foot tall octopus, there's not anything in the world that wants to fuck with you, dude.
Definitely not me.
Yeah.
But also,
and you could camouflage like the predator. That'd be like the octopus are almost like deep water, like deep sea predators, like the predator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they
yeah,
have fangs.
That'd be badass.
Fangs and 8 legs.
Yeah, dude, suction cups. I'm all about it. I'd totally be an octopus.
Yeah, and like also like the ones that like can change, like they're like camouflage. Or is that what you meant by camouflage?
Yeah, they like blend in with rocks and stuff and just vanish.
They're chameleons.
Yeah. What is it? Is it Jurassic Park when they're like, we took this dinosaur and we added like octopus DNA to make it have camouflage? I was like, get the fuck out of here. That's when Jurassic Park lost me.
Ugh. I hate giant squid and giant octopus. Not my jam. Not my jam. Come at me. Come at me, Jaws. I'll take you all day over that giant octopus.
That would be terrifying to encounter one, but it'd be cool to be one. No one, like I said, no one would fuck with you. I'd rather be a giant octopus than a giant squid too. I feel like a giant squid would be lame.
But big facts. Big facts.
Yeah, octopus would be a lot cooler. You'd have more personality. Really like a blue ring octopus, like the most deadliest thing in the world. If someone touches you, you're just like, "Ugh." That'd be tight. And they're little tiny guys though, so those probably get eaten a lot. And it would suck to get stuck on the beach. That would be lame as fuck too.
Unless there were some bad bitches on that beach. You know what I'm saying?
True, because I got 8 arms. Let's go.
Let's go. That's 4 sets of titties.
Allegedly. Just jokes.
No, the octopus grabs him by the pussy. That's what the octopus does.
Oh my god. Ridiculous.
All right. So now we are done with therapy questions. Let's get into, we call it Andy's rant, but maybe today it's Mr. Goody's dating moment.
Oh, we got another date story? Yes.
So two different ones, but one of them's not that great for me. But okay, so I had matched with this girl on the Facebook dating app. She gives me her number. I text her. She never responds. I move on. Like we hadn't ever met or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then we happened to connect on Hinge, which is a dating app. And same girl, and she's like, "Oh, hi there." Like she obviously remembers like that we had already connected and talked. And I was like, Why does she look so familiar? And then I realized, like, yeah, and I was like, did I never text her?
It's the ghost
And
bitch.
well, it was like she gave me her number, and then we just never talked again. And then so I was like, yeah, I texted you when you gave me your number. And she's like, you did text me again, and I did. And then she responded, and then all of a sudden we were going on a date, like literally like 2 hours later.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, she's super cool, super hot. Gave me a ride home because where we went was like a mile away from my house, but you have to there's valet only. Um, so I was like, well, if I'm gonna pay valet, might as well just take the Uber because I'm gonna be like drinking some wine and not even, it's a wash.
Yeah.
And yeah, but she drove, so she gave me a ride home, and then I did this awkward kiss on the side of her head.
That's
And
weird. Okay.
wasn't really trying to, like, usually I'm really good at closing those like situations, but not this time. Um, but then I texted her after I got inside, and I was like, "Hey, I had a really good time tonight. It was really fun. I'd be down to kick it again if you're into that." And then she doesn't respond, and so I'm like, "Ah, shit." And then I was like, "All right, well, at least I know." And then today, like, that was on Friday. Today's a Monday. All of a sudden, I just get a random text this afternoon, and she's like, "Hi, I had a great time as well on Friday. I'd be down to kick it as friends because I don't really see anything romantic." And it's like, okay, like I got that by you not responding to me. Like, I don't need you to kick me while I'm down, and just, like 3 days later, like just like confirm what I already knew. Like, so I had to like read it. Ghost
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. You want it. Yeah. Ghost me. You should have listened when she ghosted you the first time and you texted her.
Well, she hit me up,
Not.
but anyways,
Did you tell
so
her about the podcast?
no.
Okay. That's weird though. Maybe it was the side head kiss. Maybe she was like, "What was that? That was weird. That was a
I
weird
know
angle. Who
it
comes
was.
in? Who comes in at that angle? That's
Well, usually,
risky."
usually I'm like, I ask if I can make out with them. I'm like, I'm like, hey, would it be okay if I kiss you? Because it's 2022, so you want to get the consent. But that's kind of my, like, I'm direct, but still asking. But I couldn't. This one, I was like, I don't know if she would say yes because I'm undefeated with that question, and I didn't want to break my streak. And then it just ended up me kissing the side of her head. However,
You're like the Floyd Mayweather of making out.
hell yeah.
You had a good run when you were young, and now you're picking and choosing your fighters to keep the streak alive. Is that really what you're doing?
I don't know, dude. I'm doing a lot of making out. Like, but I take your point. Okay.
If we
Right.
have to do a monkeypox episode because you get monkeypox, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I won't
Yeah, yeah,
though. It's no
yeah.
serious matter. But
I'll give you Joey bag of donuts, you chimpanzee looking motherfucker, monkeypox, when I'm in the cage. No, okay. So
stop it.
Friday, I took the L. Saturday, the boy bounced back.
Okay.
So I go to this NPR KCRW, which is the LA NPR out here, but they do a lot of music stuff.
Yeah.
We got DJs, and we go to Chinatown. Me and the homies, the Quant. We ran into Wolfman, the super producer,
Okay.
randomly, like he wasn't even with us, and he just like happened to be there. Um, and so we go, and we're going to, like, they're like popping off fireworks, and it's like Chinatown, like right in the like center of it. And so we go into this bar to get drinks, and we were all like taking turns as like who was buying the round.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my turn to buy the round. I go up to the bar, and it's packed. Like, I mean, this shit is packed. And I look to my left, and this super hot cougar is look. I make eye contact with her, and then I look away, and then I look back to my left, and she's still staring at me. And the bartender had left a pen on the bar, so I grabbed it, and I grabbed a napkin, and I wrote my name and my number down, folded it up, and then passed it down the bar till it got to her, and then she hit me up, and we're gonna hang out.
Well, I'm gonna need an update on your playing telephone with cougars.
Hell yeah.
I like how you said that. And we're hanging out. We're hanging out.
All right, so let's go move on to the topics.
Yeah, the articles of the day. We got four of them. I want to do all four. But the first one, this is going to be, we talked about this a little bit. I don't want to get too deep into it. It's technically a two-parter, but we've seen in the past couple of days a lot of crazy, wild shit with North Texas, or just Texas in general, and their public schools. I feel like we've been just I apologize for bringing up the topic again, but they literally can't stay out of the fucking news. So the first one is about our good old hometown and the fact that they just had conservative Christian Patriot Mobile, which is like cricket for MAGA chuds, is donated a bunch of "In God We Trust" signs to the South Lake School District. They also donated a bunch of other ones as well. But Patriot Mobile is a privately owned, conservative, Christian-driven phone service, cell phone provider. Pretty crazy. And they have donated a bunch of money to a super PAC that has really nothing to do with the school districts. They actually have been taking over school boards all over North Texas, and there's a new law that passed in Texas. And this, tell me if you think this is goofy or not. If you get these posters that say "In God We Trust," you by law are required to put them up. Did you know that? You have to put them up.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm dead ass serious. It was a law that passed last year. So during Monday night's Carroll ISD board meeting, the company made a presentation related to the new state law which passed last year, which requires public schools to display the national motto if a poster or framed copy is donated to the campus.
Stupid.
Dude, I didn't know this. Patriot Mobile is here today and donated these beautiful "In God We Trust" fame posters. Coburn, who's like some douche in the trustees. A full 15% of Patriot Mobile employees live here in Southlake. We live here. Our kids attend school here. That's scary as fuck. So they've been donating them all over the place. And these super PACs, or like political PACs, are taking over all these school boards. Let me see if this is actually going to work this time. I've got Steve Bannon had a little conversation. Oh, it works. Beautiful. Steve Bannon had a clip. This is him and the guy who is the leader of the PAC. Excuse me for the bookmarks, y'all. Just talking. This was at CPAC where we had our buddy talking all crazy beans about, no mixed races and stuff like that. Or what was his name? The douchebag from Hungary.
School boards are the key
Victor
that
Orban.
picks the lock.
All right, so listen to this real quick. This is Steve Bannon and this guy who's the head of the PAC they're talking about Southlake as well as other school boards here in North Texas.
Talk to us about what you did in Tarrant County about these school boards.
Well, I would love to take credit for that, but one of our, Lee Wamsgun, she is the executive director of the PAC. She puts hundreds and thousands of hours of interviewing candidates, etc. We went and found, I believe, 11 candidates last cycle, and we supported them. And
I can't
we
hear
won
it,
every seat. We
Oh, you
over
can't hear it at all?
11
No.
Ah, dang, why is it doing that, man?
And now you're doubled up.
Hold on. Well, this gentleman on the Super PAC is talking about how they have been interviewing thousands and thousands of candidates.
Hey, you're Mike.
Oh, yeah. They're interviewing thousands and thousands of candidates they're actively looking for people to fill these seats on school boards. And they said they had identified 11 candidates, got them all elected to all of their spots. And these are the reasons why you see these North Texas schools really taking this crazy religious Christian nationalist view on things. They're really pushing things in that direction because these super PACs, where Patriot Mobile gives $500,000 in God We Trust posters to the school district, and now by law they're legally required to put them up as well. It's super fucking crazy to think that it's nuts that these people that don't even live in the area have these agendas where they're trying to really dominate and take over things on a local school board level. Because like they said, 15% of the people who for this company that donated all that money to this super PAC live in Southlake. That's nuts. I didn't know that. That's a wild ass stat. Literally just pulled up. And then the other one is about Keller, which is right next door. They have banned 41 books over for the school year. This is a vice,
including the Bible, though. So, that's really weird. It's like they banned the Bible, but you're forced to put "In God We Trust" up like on the wall. Like,
yeah, and there's
what's happening.
Three or four parents complained about the Bible. So essentially, and they were obviously being sarcastic because they're fucking with people, but they removed To Kill a Mockingbird. They removed The Outsiders, which is a fantastic thing. Any book you would take away where the film adaptation has fucking Patrick Swayze in it, about the Bible being in there, because it basically was like, oh, this stuff has sexual nature, sexual content, stuff that makes people feel uncomfortable, makes
slavery.
Yeah, it talks about like slavery. I mean, they're trying to ban like the teachings of Frederick Douglass. They're trying to ban all this wild shit. Well, they pull all these books, and now they're saying that they're not removed. There's a waiver that your kids can sign, and they're in a restricted area. That's what's it called? Permission slip only. You have to have a permission slip.
Well, when I was in high school, I stole the book of permission slips, so I just write it myself and go read the Bible. Um, I don't remember the Bible being like available at school.
Really?
I mean, when I went to Catholic school, obviously, but whenever where we went to school in Texas, like I mean, maybe just because I wasn't looking for it, but like, I don't remember. It's like just seeing, like, was the Quran and the Torah like up in the library as well? Like,
but like I used to get what's it called? Like I think we talked about it before, like Stephen King books and all sorts of other stuff like out of the library back in the day. All the time.
There's like everything. Like there's just like weird shit. Like, but that's the point, Like, it's a book. Like, let little kids' minds explore like the world. Like, that used to be a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand it. So now we have all of these issues and people really trying to fight, like these parents. I swear some of these parents don't even have kids that go to these schools, but like in reaction, they're so reactionary, they ended up banning the fucking Bible. They banned the fucking Bible. That's absolutely ludicrous, dude. And now people are freaking out because they banned the Bible, but they're okay with everything else being banned. And so it's like, dude, it's such a clusterfuck out here, man. Grapevine Colleyville's trying to do a bunch of crazy stuff like that too, and they're all trying to one up each other and all these super PACs.
Genius move though. Whoever like protested that if you're gonna ban these books, you have to ban the Bible, because then you're gonna get all the Bible thumpers like that to complain about banning the Bible, and it's like, okay, well, you want these books banned, so how about let's negotiate here, and we'll bring the Bible back. Yeah. But you got to bring, To Kill a Mockingbird back, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, that doesn't make, how do you get rid of To Kill a Mockingbird? That makes absolutely no sense to me. That, like, it's absolutely mind-blowing that you would get rid of something like that. That doesn't make any sense.
Both fictional books, so I think it's a good trade.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like, bro, it's shots fired. All right, let's get into this. But keep an eye out on it. It's all over the fucking news. They've been interviewing people left and right. Southlake's got like 60 job openings for teachers. They're on.
Oh yeah, that's the other problem, is that all these teachers like don't want to like work for that school district anymore because it's so batshit crazy.
Yeah.
That they're like in a crisis like to find teachers to fill in spots when this is like one of the most affluent like
Oh, and they
communities like in the world, or probably in the world, but definitely the country.
and they pay really well. It's not like they're not paying people to be at these schools, you know. So it's pretty nuts that it, in the fact that no one wants to work there. I was on Twitter and someone was like, everybody wants to work there, and it's like, dude, they have like they lost like almost 40% of their teaching staff last year. Like they dipped, and they can't hire anybody back, dude. They can't hire any. And I'm looking at these statistics. They have less than 1% of their teaching staff is like black or minority.
That doesn't sound like South Lake.
It's true, man. It's true.
No, I know. I'm kidding. I believe you. Because like, yeah, again, why would you want to work there? Like, I would rather go to just OAKCLIFF and make a difference.
No, that's true. That's definitely true. And it's taking over this whole area. We've talked about it a bunch, but I mean, keep your eyes out, guys. I mean, and the fact that that's a Texas law, I didn't know until it happened that they were required to have that up and post that. That's absolutely,
Which is the sign in God we trust.
yeah, right. That's like super super crazy to me. That's fucking nuts. Yeah, but any of those posters, they are by law.
That's America's slogan. It's like, no, actually, that was created in like the late 1940s, I think. It was because we like the Russians were communist, godless bastards, and we wanted to differentiate ourselves, so we added "In God We Trust" to like money, and then also um, "One Nation Under God" into the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those added, you know, hundreds of years later, because we were just trying to make a statement about Russians not believing in God.
Yeah. No. Yeah, for sure.
So it's just made. It's like marketing. Like, it's not like, it's been here since the Declaration of Independence. So it's like, get the fuck over it.
Yeah. All right. Next topic. Article number 2. Stay Woke Act faces legal hurdles. Ron
The stop the stop woke.
Stop woke. Sorry, stay woke. Oh, sorry, Ron DeSantis would hunt me down with
Jesus.
this. But yeah, the Florida Stop Woke law on racial sensitivity training faces legal hurdles. A federal judge put a stop to it right now. Ron DeSantis has tried to pass some laws to basically do away with racial sensitivity training, any discussions of like diversity, and basically trying to police people's free speech with law at work. This is like I don't know how many times this dude's been fucking sued, but I think he's being sued by one company. What is it? Stop the Wrong to Our Kids and Employees. That's what woke is an acronym for. Key part to this legislature agenda this year. Among provisions, it establishes that subjecting employees or students to training or instruction that promotes any of the 8 concepts constitute as unlawful discrimination. Those includes a person by virtue of his or her race, color, sex, national origin, personality. Basically, if you can't make them feel guilty because the past actions by members of the same group. So you're not allowed to like talk to kids about, oh, white people did things that were bad to Native Americans, because that makes people feel uncomfortable. No one should be instructed to feel as if they were not equal or ashamed because of their race. It's interesting that he takes this.
Who's the snowflake now?
Yeah, it's interesting that like people that discriminate against people are complaining that history doesn't shine well on them put them in a good light from time to time as a demographic. Not saying that Ron DeSantis is responsible for anything, but the fact that our country's history.
I mean, he might be.
Well, he
allegedly.
is. Well,
might be allegedly.
Yeah, maybe. But if he had a time machine, he'd do some fucked up shit, I'm sure. But
100%.
But I mean, I find it funny that they take the stance of oh my gosh, when like it's just our nation's history that you want us to be proud of. Like it's not. I have a favorite president. It's all good. That's not the end of the world. But someone will be like, you hate him because he had slaves. I'm like, well, no. But in context, like, yeah, the guy had slaves and that was kind of shitty. But he's like a founding father, and there's so many other things that, yeah, he owned slaves, but that's not all he did. But yeah, that was a hang up, not just on him, but on everybody in society in that time. So you can't just use that one hang up. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could criticize.
Yeah, no, I know. Like, I mean, Bill Maher talks about this where he says, like, if you were alive at like that time of the founding, like in the 16, 17, 1800s, like you probably would have like been doing the same shit everybody else is doing because that's just how the world works, right?
Yeah.
Like you could conform to society because otherwise you're a sociopath. So but so it's like everybody was like kind of high and mighty, And then the other thing is also that the statues and stuff that the liberals or the woke class were asking to get taken down were statues of traitors of this country, people who fought against the United States.
Yeah.
Whereas like the like founding fathers, when they're trying to cancel like Abraham Lincoln, like literally in San Francisco they've changed schools that were called Lincoln because of some, I don't know, he was I don't know why, but like they're doing stuff like that. That's ridiculous. It's like it's the statues of the guys who tried to secede from the Union. Yeah, get them the fuck out of here. And like they were purposely put up to like terrorize like the black population in the South, like, and it was like done in like the early 1900s, like 50 years after the Civil War. So it wasn't like they had been around. So fuck that shit.
Yeah.
However, yeah, I'm just saying, bro. Like,
This is what I said before though, that he scares me more than Trump does, and it's strictly because like this dude is literally trying to create legislation to like police free speech in a way that like we haven't seen before, and that's super crazy to me. Like that's super fucking weird. And he's like he gets shot down a lot, but he's also smart enough to know how to go about doing it in a way where Trump's like dumb. Ron DeSantis like signs something and then tells you about it after the fact, as where Trump will make a big deal for weeks about what he's about to do. Ron DeSantis just does it, and then we hear about it after the fact, and they're like, "Hey, buddy, like you can't fucking do that." And he does that shit all the time, man. It's constant. And I'm glad that it got stopped because you can't tell businesses what they can and can't train people.
I mean, to an extent, or like you could tell them what they need to train them in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but I mean,
like OSHA, like if you're like a restaurant or whatever,
yeah,
or
but I mean,
maybe any business. I don't
yeah,
know.
but those like laws exist, like those things.
That's what I'm
exist.
saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like they can tell you what you like it's required, but yeah, like the reverse of that, telling you what you can't do, well, I don't know what, but yeah, I mean, it's the same old bullshit. Like, like with critical race theory, not taught in any fucking elementary, intermediate, junior high, high school in the country, you know,
yeah.
at all. I think it's like a graduate school class, like in college.
It's a law class you take.
Yeah. So no kids are being taught that. Not that it's a bad thing, like necessarily. I don't know. Like I've never taken it, so I wouldn't like know exactly. But just even if they was like not great, like it's they're just making bullshit up. They're like, oh, our kids are getting taught critical race theory. It's like not a single one of your kids is getting taught that. But then like we fall for it. We're like, and we're like, and they just pump that on the news, and it's just like, God damn it, this is like, why are we even giving this oxygen? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true, but they definitely do pump that stuff up. But that's just like the boogeyman that they have right now. They have to have
Right.
like a boogeyman or something to that effect. They always do. So that's like what they're rocking with right now.
Exactly. They don't have ideas, so they have to scare you.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how it is, man. I don't know. But I think you think you think it'll be him versus Trump, and they're gonna eat each other alive, or do you think he becomes Trump's VP, or do you think
Well,
Trump's allowed to run again?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I, I could see it going either way for Trump, but usually, and because I am a political scientist, an amateur political scientist,
Mm-hmm.
and I also like to bet on elections because I'm a degenerate. Usually, the person who's ahead in the polls, like 2 years out,
Yeah.
is not the person who wins. So take that for whatever you will.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Dude, shit's wild. We'll see what happens. I think Do you think Gavin Newsom's gonna run in 2024?
You goddamn right he is, baby. Woo!
Okay, that'll be interesting.
Woo!
Why are you wooing me?
Because that's my governor.
What did he just shot down something today? That SC like 47 or whatever that made like that was supposed to be pro like the conservatives are saying that it opens up like heroin crack dens or something like that, but it was supposed to be some drug outreach program, and he just vetoed that today.
I think that was well, no, because I was gonna say, remember that like article? It was like, I think it was the Biden administration is giving out free crack pipes, and it was like, no, this is like, like safe needle type programs, and that's not really even what we're doing with crack pipes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
If you want a glass dick, go down to the glass piece.
don't go to the glass piece.
Jesus.
Until they apologize.
Bloomberg
on air.
Third article. Bloomberg, your boys, mushrooms. I thought this was cool, but I mean, also I saw tons of this when I was in Colorado. But get ready for the magic mushroom pill. The medical benefits of psychedelic drugs have gone from the age of Aquarius punchline to solid science. But the startups racing to the market might still be getting ahead of themselves. What'd you think about this article, sir?
So, our boy, the Quant, and then as well as Braids, both have like jars like that. They're treating like basically like as supplements that are like mushrooms pills, like that aren't psychoactive, but like when I was over at the Quant's house with the Iron Ape Tyson, they lived together, but the Quant wasn't there, and I was like looked at the counter and I saw this. I'm like, the fuck is this? And he had like two different ones, and then my brother got it delivered to our pad, and apparently this is like all the rage. And it's like, okay, if I'm gonna eat mushrooms, like there better be some fucking psychoactive shit in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like I'm not a big. Yeah, if I'm gonna eat mushrooms, I want there to be psychoactives in them for sure. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't like them like in my food pretty much at all, unless I don't know they're there. But to use them, I mean, I see there's lots of people now that have been microdosing, and I've heard of that where people do that to treat their depression. I mean, there's definitely benefits to it. So, I mean, I'm super pro that. Now, people getting ahead of themselves, yeah, I mean, you can't just be like growing, I mean, depending on what state you live in, growing just like massive jars of mushrooms. I don't know how solid the science is on it. But, I mean, if you're looking for a tester, I'll test some mushroom pills.
Yeah, and well, just think about this. Mushrooms are not like as like on the radar of everybody as like weed, like marijuana was. And then, so imagine if this, because like the fight to make marijuana legal was like long and hard.
Yeah.
But like there hasn't really been like the same kind of fight for mushrooms. I know that like Oregon decriminalized it, and maybe like Washington or something, like Colorado.
Yeah.
Like so like there's definitely some sort of movement, but it's not nearly on the level as weed. So there hasn't probably been a lot of investment in it. So if you see like this trend and all of a sudden it becomes legal and you got in early, like you could be, super rich.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's, everyone's looking for the new big boom. So, yeah, if you can get in early, start, But I remember like trying to grow mushrooms. That's super difficult. It's like super sensitive. It takes a lot of effort.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So if you got good at it and you got like a head start, which, yeah, there's been some states that decriminalized it, but it's still like, yet like there isn't like dispensaries yet, or
Yeah.
dispensaries aren't carrying it. How about that?
Yeah, true. I haven't seen any. I don't know of any mushroom
My
dispensaries.
buddy,
But I've
my
seen.
buddy,
Oh, what were you saying?
my buddy got them like delivered, and it looked exactly like if you're ordering edibles, like packaged, and you know, and it was, but it was psilocybin.
Really? That's
Yeah,
interesting.
and I've been thinking about asking him where he got it so I could get it delivered, but but I just like anytime that I'm would be in the mood to take some, like it's like okay, well I'm not gonna get them here right now, and then I just never order them ahead of time because I don't know, mushrooms can be scary.
Yeah, yeah. Mushrooms are intense, man. Like they're not for the faint of heart, to say the least. So I've had some interesting experiences on them. But I mean, I haven't probably taken mushrooms in forever. But when I lived in Colorado, I'd see people wandering around like giggling their ass off. I had one lady at one of my bars like drop her bag of mushrooms out of her purse. It was like a bunch of moms, and they were like giggling their ass off, and they dropped them, and they came back like, "Did I drop a bag?" I was like, "Your bag of mushrooms." They're like, and they like ran off. I was like, "I hope you're not driving."
Why didn't you get the mushrooms and put them in your pocket?
Yeah, I feel like that's bad karma, man. I don't want like bad stolen mushroom
No,
karma.
that was God being like, yo, these ladies are having fun already and they're rich. Here's some mushrooms to pass on, the fun. It's like, pay it forward.
Yeah, I mean, if they never came back, maybe, but they came back for him, so I felt like it was the right thing to do. You know.
No.
All right, last article, sir. Last one. This one is out in the good old Cali, sir. Richest Silicon Valley suburb says build anywhere but here. What is this? Altheron, California. Do you know where that is?
A Thurton.
A Thurton? That's a stupid fucking name. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, it's in Silicon Valley. It's probably like in like Marin County.
Yeah, so I mean, billionaire venture capitalist Mark Andreessen had a blog in 2020 where he's talking about how they needed to build and they need to do more developments, not like necessarily there, but America needs to build more because there's a housing crisis. Now this is the wealthiest place in America supposedly, with massive estates. And there's been over 250 complaints from these people that are super powerful bankers, venture capitalists, because they're talking about building multifamily unit housing in their area, and they're all really upset that their property values are going to drop. But these are also the same people that are lobbying for more houses to be built, just not in their neighborhood. What did you think about this, sir? It's a small...
Disgusting. The multi-home families, buildings. I mean,
It's more for the quotes. It's a small article, but the quotes are hilarious. Like
this guy's an asshole, by the way. I just want to point that out. Like, I've heard about him. Like, he's just a dick.
Well, listen to some of these quotes. Like, I don't like the idea of being forced into a corner by a mandate based on growth when businesses and populations are leaving California for more business-friendly states. And that's Tim Draper, a venture capitalist. There's another one. We have a small pool house with a bathroom, kitchen, and separate living space. We have done inventory of those facilities available in Altheron, and they will count. And under what circumstances will they count towards and impose additional living facilities in this? So this tech executive, Dick Elkis, is saying that he has a pool house.
Dick Elkis, what a name!
And that should
Strong.
count. That should count towards the housing qualifications that they need to build up to. That's absurd. What does my pool house count? What? And then
I mean, maybe. How big is it?
This is from Anthony Noto, the CEO of SoFi Technologies. The crime has become so bad, many families are employing private security, including our family. To be clear, we are writing this letter to communicate our objection to the creation of multifamily overlay zones in Altheron.
A Thurton. There's a T in there.
Oh, Altheron. That sounds cooler.
Yeah, but
Altheron.
What I thought? Well, the CEO of SoFi, because they're the ones who bought the naming rights to the brand new LA Rams stadium.
Yeah, but stay out of my neighborhood.
Yeah, but I was thinking that they were in LA, like for some reason. But I guess it's just they bought the rights because that's that was the only game in town.
Yeah, it's a big bajillion-dollar stadium, so slap
Yeah,
your name on that.
I actually respect that company, but he sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, dude, and the illustrations of them are great. But and then there's last one. Um, this place, as we know it, will be gone, and only you have the power to stop what's happening to this city. If you the only of you stop what's happening if you care about our city, and that's the ex-head of business for Nest Labs. So it's just a bunch of rich people, man, complaining that they're talking about or they're building multi-unit. It sounds just like apartments or condos or whatever it is,
Right.
and they all live in these.
Sounds poor.
Yeah, I love the comment. It's gotten so bad that we have to have our own private security. Like, what are you talking about? They live in these massive estate homes with like quarter-mile driveways.
So it's literally the city that borders Palo Alto, which is like where like Facebook was or is.
Yeah, and now apparently the poor people are moving.
And I
in.
think Stanford, right? That's where Stanford is.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah. So the Stanford and Palo Alto border each other, and then this neighborhood or city is like vertical, so it borders. It takes the entire border of both of those cities.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it is really in the bushiest fucking place of all time.
Yeah, that's absurd. But yeah, don't. If you're thinking about moving there, fucking don't. Or no, or you should get an apartment. I bet you it's so expensive. Like to say that to live there and get an apartment there, like these poor people, their rent's got to be astronomical. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like unaffordable.
Yeah, unaffordable. So like, I don't think you're gonna have any problems with people moving into them. They're just building them. They're not saying that people are gonna actually.
That's even worse, bro.
Be able
When when you got people filling up the spots, then that brings property value down too.
Oh, yeah.
Or they'll just bulldoze them and then build like their own house on them, like if they don't get filled up.
Yeah, and that's what he said in his comment. In a letter, he expressed immense objection to the proposal that's spurred by the new slate law that would incentivize multifamily housing. They will massively, in all cuts, decrease our home values. That was his complaint. That's amazing.
Sad. This is the smallest violin in the world playing for you, homie. Nobody gives a shit about your home value that's overpriced already.
Yeah, eat a dick.
Seriously. All right, you want to close this out?
Yeah, this old man, be safe out there, man. I drove to work twice. There's cars like floating in the fucking street. There was like almost 8 to 10 inches of rain in 24 hours. So if you don't think, we say it all the time, but if you don't think that global warming and climate change is real, like that's definitely happening. And dude, it's good. They're supposed to freeze out here all winter. It's supposed to get shitty as fuck, supposedly, and it was pouring rain all day.
Well, to just remind them, we're talking about Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, Dallas, Texas. I mean, it's been all over the news. The floods have been.
No, I know. They said it was a 1,000-year flood. Which,
Yeah.
Like I feel like I hear a lot like a 500-year flood, stuff like that, where it's like, but it's happening more and more. But a 1,000-year flood, that's crazy.
And then there was like a river in France that dried up that hasn't been that low or close to dry in like 2,000 years. So we're having lots of 1,000-year bad shit go down. But yeah, man, I woke up and it was starting to rain. I was like, ooh, I better leave early because this shit's about to get rowdy. So I left, and right before it got really wild, and I have a long drive into Dallas. So I saw I could start to see where it was flooding and filling up, and luckily I made it there. And then by the time I got there, it dumped buckets, man. And like the route that I took when I came home from work, it stopped raining again, and I was like, I'm leaving. And there was cars like floating off on the shoulder and shit, dude. It was wild. And Texas is not equipped for that. Like the drainage out here is dumb. It's been so fucking hot that the water's not going anywhere. It's just sitting and like rushing off. Like
because like the soil's so dry because you guys have been like maybe not a California drought, but a drought like for Texas for sure.
Yeah.
So then whenever it pours, like it just like dumps water on you like that, like the soil can't absorb it. And I'm not a fucking scientist, but I just know that's how it works. So then that's why you get the crazy ass flood.
Oh, there's lofts being flooded. All people, and like what's nuts is when this happens, not a lot of people have flood insurance. So then they get fucked with all this rain damage and flood insurance. I mean, I have buildings like within the company I work for that got leaks all over the place, man. It's so much fucking water. It's been raining all day like that too. It hasn't stopped.
It's like when will I thought Republicans were fiscally conservative. When will they do the fucking math the finance and be like, oh, like us not doing shit about climate change actually costs us trillions of dollars a year in damages that we have to like figure out and fix. Like whether it's a hurricane or a tornado or a flood, it's like you fucking idiots. So like if you're so fiscally conservative and you're about saving money and balancing the budget and paying down the deficit and the debt, well, guess what? This adds to the debt every time we have to take out like the emergency relief fund, for a wildfire in California or a flood in Dallas or Kentucky, you
Yeah,
know?
and now you see that like some, like in Louisiana, because they have a lot of floods right now too. And some cities are having a hard time getting aid from the state, and they're using their stance on like abortion rights or whatever. They're like we're seeing all these petty games. And what's really interesting is our climate is directly connected to like our infrastructure. So we've seen our infrastructure go to shit, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse, and we haven't really been addressing it. I know this administration's tried to, but as it keeps getting worse and this weather keeps getting worse, it's just eroding away at shit that already sucks. You know?
Yeah. And this also, like, we brought it up one time. I think it might have been one of my first Andy rants, but it was, why don't we have like pipelines from like Texas, to California? So when you guys just get pounded by a 1,000-year storm, that's just like shooting like to, Arizona and California and Nevada where we need the fucking water. And so it's like a win-win. We get the water out where you have too much and we give it to where people don't have any.
You gotta
You know,
figure it out, man. You'd be a rich motherfucker if you could figure that out.
I feel like they have figured it out and they just haven't done it because I'm conspiracy Andy talking now.
Oh, look out! His voice is getting a little more softer. But yeah, just be careful. And if you're in Texas, please be careful. If you have people that live here, like you checked on me, check on them, man. Shit's super wild out here. Like Texas is such a shithole. Um, so
Yeah, like I didn't know if like because thought like maybe you're probably like real in the shit, so that's why I texted you instead I called you because I'm like he probably has like is doing shit like where
Yeah.
you can't take a phone call,
Yeah.
but I needed proof of life.
No, when you texted me, I was actually driving back, so I was like, okay, you just texted me, so I'll respond whenever I get back home.
Yeah.
Because it's wild, dude. There was a couple times where it was just like not visible, like you couldn't see 3 feet in front of you.
Well, I'm glad you're safe, and as you say, stay safe, y'all.
Yeah,
And
53 in the bag, man. But it looks like I'm gonna have to mash this together because the stream like cut out like at like an hour and then it picked back up, so I'm gonna have to edit and mash it together. So it's all good.
I got the video recorded. I can send it.
Well, because I got the WeWork, man. We got to do what you love, man. And I love editing stuff up.
Why are you plugging WeWork? Close this the fuck out.
All right, y'all be good. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. Yada yada. Same old bullshit. And like always, go fuck yourselves.